At a rally today in North Carolina, it was Donald Trump versus everything. And by everything, I mean he assaulted the truth with a really dark story pointed at some women in the front row. And then he took on technology with a battle with a teleprompter. And then he had a mid-speech meltdown with a rant aimed at the camera operator. I have the full breakdown of the Donald dumpster fire for you next. In this first clip, Trump repeats his lie about prisoners who have invaded us from the Congo, but this time he takes the lie to a new graphically violent level by telling women in the first row that they are in danger of being cut up. Yes, cut up. Watch his dark stream of consciousness as he goes off script and off kilter while describing his own words as depressing, while of course calling them cute.
Brought in from the Congo. The great thing is they make our criminals look like really nice people. These people are so much more vicious. They'd cut you up and they don't even think about it the next day. Look at these beautiful ladies these ladies in the front are going, this is a rather depressing speech he's making, I must say. They say, look how beautiful, I happen to know them. They're not into the world of being cut up, right? They never heard that. They weren't educated exactly that way. Look, they're looking at me like they're so cute. They're saying, oh, this is terrible. Believe me, they're worse than that. That's how bad they are.
So bizarre, so Trump bizarre. And you know, since they were his MAGA friends, they were smiling and nodding as if that's a perfectly normal thing to say while campaigning for the highest office. And now let's switch gears to Donald versus technology. Before the meltdown clip plays, watch as he appears to glitch while waiting for the teleprompter to deliver the next line. You'll notice his awkward pauses, and then he improvises with an exaggeration that is extraordinary even by his standards.
Kamala Harris does not have the compassion, the smarts, or the strength to be the president of the United States. She just can't do the job. You know it. Everybody knows it. Her people know it. The people that work for her know it. Almost 95% of the people that work for her as vice president quit. They were always quitting because she was a nut job.
95% of her staff quit? I think that is one of those classic Trump moments when he spontaneously transposes his biggest failings, those things on the tip of his brain that drives his ego insane, by impulsively projecting them on his adversary. It is classic narcissistic behavior. And now for the meltdown moment. The camera that shoots Trump and Harris at these rally events is called a pull camera. That means one television network is responsible for controlling the head-on shot and is providing it for every other television network. The shot is common and it is fixed, and neither Trump nor Harris have any control over it, nor can they ask it to show something else. Trump knows this, but it does not prevent him from throwing an epic tantrum because the camera operator won't submit to his demands.
Just turn it just a little bit of an angle, and it's fine. But you can't do that, can you? You can't do that. I'm watching the camera. They keep the damn camera focused on me, and I now understand what I was watching them. Because a friend called up, he said, it's too bad with the clips. They sound good, but they don't show them. All you have to do is turn it a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. But he's told by his bosses, right there, the guy right there, he's told by his bosses, don't do it, because they don't want to give us the privilege of seeing murderers in our country. And you should be ashamed of yourself.
It's always funny to catch Donald Trump in a petulant tantrum, but maybe not so much when we stop to think that the celebrity man-child could be elected once again to the highest office in just a couple of weeks, and angrier and more detached from reality this time. And just as concerning is that new level of violent imagery that he's putting in the heads of his easily influenced followers. When he tells stories meant to demonize immigrants, he doesn't frame them as it's rumored to have happened or it has happened once. He often tells them as if they are facts, things that are happening now and happening everywhere. And you could be the next victim. And that's how you convince people to hate and turn on other people while positioning yourself as their protector to the problem, a problem you put in their head.
And I think what's so striking here is that every time I turn on cable news, I hear about pundits saying that this is all about the economy. The election's all about the economy. Well, if you listen to Donald Trump's events, He doesn't think this election's all about the economy. He thinks it's about immigration because he's fear-mongering about immigration every chance he gets.
Well, and it worked for him in 2016. It was actually really helpful in getting him in the White House.
Right.
But this isn't just an isolated incident. I mean, if you look at this, you look at what happened with Springfield, Ohio, where real people live and real people are impacted by something like this.
And we can't ignore the racist nature of these appeals. Yes, there is always a kernel of truth. Every American who ever took high school history class knows that when you're talking about vermin, you're talking about bloodlines, when you're talking about people being conquered, Trump promising today to liberate Colorado, this sounds like Nazi rhetoric. This sounds like fascist rhetoric. It sounds like white supremacist rhetoric. And just because Donald Trump's not a Nazi doesn't mean there's not an echo of history here. I just think we have to be clear about the racist nature of the appeals that we're hearing.